With 4.4 out of 5 stars on Amazon, being ranked number 4 in wealth management and number 2 in estate planning, I offer you 3 essential lessons from the book The Millionaire Next Door. The Surprising Secrets of America's Wealthy by Thomas Stanley and William Danko. Cheerfully recorded by Cool Cat Investing. Lesson 1. Don't let the myths about being wealthy stop you from becoming one. Who is a typical millionaire in the United States? Let me guess. It is an extravagant person. With rich parents, a glamorous life, and expensive possessions. It is an exciting dream, with a tiny problem: it is only a dream. Real millionaires have little in common with this fantasy. It turns out, typical millionaires are hard-working self-employed professionals or owners of small unremarkable businesses, like a moving company or carpet cleaning. They work between 45 and 55 hours each week. They live in the same house for decades in a middle-class neighborhood. They tend to be in a committed relationship with the same partner, who is often even more frugal. They drive locally produced cars that are at least 10 years old. They invest at least 15% of their income each year before allowing any expenses and hold their investments for at least 3+ years on average. Surprised? This is not an eye-catching image so many luxury brand companies want to sell you. You might be wondering, can it be that money is trickling down from parents to children, creating generational wealth, and no outsiders are permitted in this club? The answer might surprise you again. 80% of America's millionaires are first-generation rich. More than half never received any inheritance whatsoever. Only 20% inherited more than 10% of their current wealth. Less than 25% received a gift from relatives of more than $10,000. More than 90% never received any ownership in a family business. What is often inherited by rich people from their parents is extreme thriftiness. Most millionaires, surveyed in the book, never spent more than $400 on suits. More than $140 on a pair of shoes. Or $235 on a wristwatch. Ergo Lesson 1. Don't let the myths about being wealthy stop you from becoming one. Lesson 2. Learn from the wealthy how to play both financial defense and financial offense. Wealth is the accumulated difference between your income and expenses. Or, in other terms, the difference between your financial offense and defense. As it is often easier to control your expenses, let's start with the defense. Playing defense is easy to define. Live well below your means. However, it is much harder to pursue, as there are so many pleasures to indulge in. To overcome this challenge, there are 3 practical steps everyone can take. First, develop a strict yearly budget with fixed allocation for investments. Alternatively, you can automate investing of a specific portion of your income every paycheck. Second, to tame the temptations, strive for the environment of frugality that is formed by your neighborhood, your friends, and your partner. Third, reflect on whether you want a high social status or financial independence. Ask yourself, do you want to buy things you don't need, with the money you don't have, to impress people that don't care about you? Or do you want to be free to do what you want, to travel where you want, and to pursue your dreams? How to play offense better. Think about all your resources, such as time and money. If you want to build wealth, your goal is to invest it to achieve the highest return. About time. Isn't it interesting that all of us, from a janitor to the CEO, from young to elderly, have the same amount of daily hours to allocate? We are all given 24 hours every day. However, any hours not spent well will be wasted and never recovered. So if you have a limited number of hours, why not strive for the highest income per hour at your work? Now you might understand why so many wealthy people are self-employed professionals or owners of small businesses. These occupations give more control over your time and pay for the results, not the hours spent. About money. Some want to be smart about their money and research consumer markets for the best deal for a car, vacation trip, or restaurant dinner. But wouldn't it be more productive to allocate this effort to find the best investment opportunities instead? It turns out this is what wealthy people tend to spend a lot of time on. Individuals surveyed in the book allocate about 20 hours a month to manage their investments. If you think your capital is too insignificant to spend 20 hours a month, think again. According to J.P. Morgan Asset Management, the average investor investment return is 1.9% per year. With a small investment in financial literacy, for example watching this YouTube channel, we can learn how to invest with an 8% annualized return. And also let's consider a hypothetical scenario that by spending 20 hours a month, you can leverage your professional skills and become an active investor with an additional 4% yearly return. After investing $500 a month for 45 years, the resulting portfolios are expected to be $426,000 for the average investor, $2,403,000 for the follower of this channel, and a whopping $8,588,000 for an active investor. Will these numbers change your mind? Ergo Lesson 2. Learn from the wealthy how to play both financial defense and financial offense. By the way, please let me share a word of gratitude to everyone who has chosen to support this channel. If you haven't yet, please consider doing so. The link is in the description below. Now back to the video. Lesson 3. Don't let generational wealth lead to impoverishment. About half of affluent individuals support their children with at least $15,000 per year. The motives are always noble: help their offspring start off on the right foot, reduce their anxiety, or eliminate struggles the parents had to go through. Unfortunately, most of the financial support tends to be dedicated to spending, which forms habits for consumption and creates price insensitivities. More expensive gifts nudge children to purchase other expensive items, thus further depleting their budget. Eventually, children become dependent on their parents' support and form psychological anxiety about the inability to control their financial well-being. The research on the impact on career development can be shocking. Recipients of monetary gifts tend to have an income of about 75% of non-recipients. But if you add the monetary value of gifts to the salary, the income of both groups is almost identical. It is as if individuals have a goal on earnings they want to achieve, and their independent income is reduced by the amount of parents' gifts. Not only that, recipients of financial support tend to invest about 65% of what non-recipients do, thus having about half of the accumulated wealth by midlife. As a rule of thumb, first-generation wealth is almost completely spent away by the second or third generation. If you are affluent and want to support your children, you might consider the following. First, never let your children know you are wealthy until they establish mature and self-sufficient lives of their own. Minimize any conversations about their future financial gifts or inheritance. Second, always remember that your children are independent individuals with their own interests and motivations. Never say, "When I was your age." Third, teach your children how to be frugal and resilient in the face of adversity. Instead of consumption, celebrate achievements as a symbol of success. Ergo Lesson 3. Don't let generational wealth lead to impoverishment. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share it with your friends.